Hello, and thank you for joining me for this series of retrograde. What does it mean when planets are retrograde? We're going to move from Mercury to Venus to Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. That's right, we're going to go through all of the planets. I'm going to share with you what they symbolize, give you a little history of the planets, just a short history, because I know you all want to really get to retrograde and what that means and how it affects all of us when planets are retrograde. So let's get right into it. First things first, it's important to define retrograde in astrology. The apparent backward motion of a planet traveling through the zodiac. The sun and moon are never retrograde. That's what people think, the apparent backward motion, right? But in reality, planets in our solar system do not move backward in their orbits. They only seem to do so because of the angle of the observation here on Earth. Retrograde motion is an illusion similar to looking through the window of a moving train at a second train that is traveling alongside it but moving more slowly. The slower moving train will seem to be traveling backward, although in fact it is traveling forward. In classical astrology, a retrograde planet is considered weak and is having a negative influence. And that's why people get really nervous when they hear that a planet is retrograde or that it's going retrograde. They go, oh my God, Mercury is retrograde. I can't sign contracts. I'm not supposed to travel. I'm not supposed to do this. I'm not supposed to do that, right? But I'm going to explain to you why that's classical retrograde. Like I said, that's classical astrology, where people were thinking that it was a negative thing, that it was weak and considered as having a negative influence. However, modern astrologers consider retrograde planets in a chart to be positive, but as having an influence that does not manifest itself until later in life. Later in life could mean as soon as the next day, next week, next month, next few months, next year, and so on and so forth, right? So this should be fun. Grab your pen and pencil, you know how we do, and start taking notes. Let's get into it. First up is going to be Mercury.